RMJ Movie Reviews back again with an on-the-fly movie review of Alien Covenant, directed by Ridley Scott, the sequel to 2012's quasi-prequel spinoff Prometheus. Well. I have been a fan. Well, I already told you guys in my Alien Covenant thoughts. Look, Prometheus was okay to me. Like everybody else, I had already been reading that he was going to make a prequel to Alien, and then halfway through he changed his mind, or 20th Century or whoever changed their mind and decided it wasn't going to be an Alien prequel and it was going to be like a spin-off of just a space jockey. Anyway, when I saw that trailer and the Prometheus had the most awesome trailer. I saw the movie and I was kind of like, I was honestly very disappointed. I didn't hate the film. I thought it was okay. But again, I hear a lot of people ranting about how there was no aliens. It was clearly stated before that movie came out that there weren't going to be any aliens in it. Okay, so let's get over that fact. The reason, at least in my eyes as a viewer and a fan of Ridley Scott and the Alien films 1 and 2, is that, plain and simple, Prometheus was, the story got very convoluted, idiotic characters, and the film was anticlimactic. Period. That's all it was to it. It was anticlimactic, convoluted. There were things that didn't tie together. It just kind of felt like ideas were out there, then dropped, and it was convoluted and anticlimactic. Period. It didn't have anything to do with the alien not being. I was fine with the fact that it gave you little nods to Alien and teasers. I was okay with that. So that's my issue with Prometheus. Now onto this film, Alien Covenant. Guys, I've been hearing mixed reviews. There's a lot of people that hate this film. There's a lot of people that really like it. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. I do not know what the hell I just watched. Here's what I'll say. I was not really a person who was begging for the xenomorph to come back to screen. Prometheus gave that little tease at the end. And let me just be clear right off rip, that little xenomorph thing at the end of Prometheus is not in this film at all. So let me just put that out there. Only spoiler. But I was not begging for the xenomorph to come back to the screen. I pretty much agree with Ridley Scott that Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, and the AVP films pretty much just killed the xenomorph. In the words of John Carpenter, there is no more story to this idea. And I felt the film was okay. I felt exactly the same way I felt with Prometheus. It was like, there's a lot of things that I like, but then again, there's a lot of things that I'm just like, ugh. First of all, the heavy nods to Alien, the first one, I was fine with that. The Jerry Goldsmith musical cues were fine. There is some intensity with the gore. I will say, I really think the first act was really good. And as they were going to the planet, all of that was cool. I was like, okay. And as they were first walking into the derelict ship, just like the original Alien, I was like, cool. It's dark, it's wet, and all that stuff was great. And the first couple violent scenes in the movie, with the neomorph or whatever it was called, and the backburst, that was all great. That was awesome. And kind of when you figure out what happened with Elizabeth Shaw and David's journey from Prometheus, I was kind of okay with that. But once they went further into shall we say, connecting Prometheus to Alien and kind of, sort of the genesis of the xenomorph. I kind of had a mixed feeling about it. I was kind of okay with it, but then a part of me was just kind of like, because the film kind of feels very like a space movie, and then at some point it kind of feels like I'm in a like post-apocalyptic Mad Max kind of thing with people down in tunnels and drawings on the walls and stuff, and I was just kind of like, what the hell am I watching? Like, and I kind of think that was my problem. And then when the Xenomorph finally came in, like, it was cool to see it back, but I think I agree with Ridley Scott. What he said when Prometheus came out. I really think that creatively, Alien, the Xenomorph creature, is done. It's just done. In my opinion. I think had they kind of stuck with kind of like Prometheus, like hanging around in that universe and having like sub-creatures of the Xenomorph, I think that would have worked a little bit better. I'd have been okay with a couple of face huggers jumping around. Or maybe if they have like distant relatives, extensions of the Xenomorph, but it's not the exact Xenomorph from the original first 4 movies, I'd be okay with that. But I don't know. I think, like I said, the first act I think is good. The middle act, when David shows up, is okay, but the more they get into explaining, and I kind of agree, like with John Carpenter, when John Carpenter says the less you know, the better. I agree with that because, look, to me, Alien and Aliens are always going to be the best. So no matter what kind of convoluted mythology these new films start, it's not going to change my feelings on those original films because they are what they are. Just like Curse of Michael Myers doesn't change my feelings about Halloween 1, or Halloween 281 doesn't change my feelings about Halloween 78. So, I understand this is just a new way to sell this film, but I don't know. I can only say I thought the film was just okay. Did I think was it better than Prometheus? I'm going to go out here on a limb, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree, but I can honestly say I think I like Prometheus a little bit better. Neither movie is great. Obviously, in terms of the violence and the intensity, this Alien Covenant is a better film. But I just really liked the aspect of Prometheus that I like is I like the fact that they were exploring the space jockey. I love that. The part that I didn't like was the convoluted, the space jockeys created us and they created human beings. That was the part of the story where I was just like, it just wasn't needed. If it would have just been plain and simple, exploring the space jockeys, period, and this biomechanism weapon, which is the xenomorph, cool, without having to show the xenomorph, or just showing how they have these biomechanoid weapons and they're like these mad scientist type of race. I'd have been cool with that, and I think they should have extended that to this film, but the fact that they bring back the xenomorph, it's fun to see the xenomorph again in the face huggers, but it just, because Prometheus got so convoluted and they're kind of trying to clean up the mess of Prometheus, but they can't because it was so convoluted, but they bring more of it here and they're trying to connect it. It just feels messy. So, look, there's some good suspenseful scenes, some good creature violence. Michael Fassbender is phenomenal in this thing. He's great. Those are the recommendations, but overall, I can only say it's like Prometheus. It's just okay. I just kind of just feel like, there's a lot to like visually, but again, I think that the xenomorph creature is just done. It's done. I think they need to cut it loose, but those are my opinions on it. And especially when there's some big twists at the end where you just kind of go, And the first thing I thought was, okay, so the alien queen from Aliens, not gonna say anything. Anyway, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, hit that little bell to be reminded when I'm dropping videos, and leave comments down below about Alien Covenant. I do not know what the hell I just watched. I was completely mind screwed. I'm still confused. RMJ Movie Reviews, I'll see you guys soon.